Hello 7th graders. Today we're going to do a quick fraction review, and this is going to be a video related to simplifying fractions, changing improper fractions to mixed numbers, changing mixed numbers into improper fractions, and creating creating fractions out of whole numbers. At the end of this video you will have written down 4 different things in your notes. Alright, let's get started. Simplifying fractions. So simplifying fractions means to get it into the smallest numerator and denominator. Okay, and when we are simplifying fractions, we need to find the greatest common factor. And the greatest common factor is the biggest number that goes into both the numerator and the denominator. And one way to find this is to use the umbrella method. So, for example, in this first one, 24/30. When we look at the factors, we have 1 and 24. And then we can create a little umbrella there. And then we got 2 and 12. And then we got 4 and 6. And this is the middle number right here, 4 and 6. This is the smallest one. So then we can look at 30. So 30, we have 1 and 30. We have 2 and 15. We have 3 and 10. 4 doesn't go into 30. So then we have 5 and 6. Okay, and then this is the middle right here. Okay, so once you get all the factors out, you can look at the numbers and see which number are the biggest number that both go into. Okay, so if 24 and 30, if we're looking at the bigger side over here, and we see that 6 and 6 go into both 24 and 30. So the next thing we need to do is divide by 6, both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, 24 divided by 6 will give you 4, and 30 divided by 6 will give you 5. Okay, so now this would be our simplified answer. Okay. Now, next one here, 16 and 40, we're going to do the same process, doing the factors. So we got 1 and 16, we got 2 and 8, 3 doesn't work, then we got 4 and 4. So this would be the middle one right here. Okay, now 40, we got 1 and 40. 2 and 20. 3 doesn't work. 4 and 10. And 5 and 8. Okay, so this would be the middle one here. Now, these are all factors of 40. Okay, now we need to go back up above and look at which number, the biggest number, the greatest common factor. And if we look here, we have 8 and 8. Okay, so if we divide by 8, both the numerator and the denominator, we will get 2 over 5. Okay, so your simplified answer for this one would be 2/5, or 2 over 5. Okay, 9 and 15. Okay, so if we are familiar with our multiples, and 9 and 15, we could say 3. 3 would be the multiple that the greatest common factor. Okay, so if we divide by 3, we would get 3/5, and that would be the simplified answer. Okay, so when we're simplifying answers, we need to find the greatest common factor, and then we need to divide both the numerator and the the denominator by the greatest common factor. Okay, make sure you write this down in your notes. All right, changing improper fractions to a mixed number. So improper fraction is a fraction that has a bigger numerator than a denominator. So in this case, we have 20/7. Okay, so an improper fraction means that we can take out some whole numbers, and the whole number will help us create a mixed number. Okay, so in order for us to find, to change an improper fraction into a mixed number, we need to do division. And one trick that you can use if you are in this situation with an improper fraction, you can draw yourself a line on the fraction, and then you can turn it. So then it will rotate this way, and it will become 7 and 20. So we're really saying 20 divided by 7. Okay, so how many times does 7 go into 20? Well, 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. So we'll have to use, we'll do 2. Okay, so then you got 14, and you bring down the remainder. Okay, so now we can use these numbers to create a mixed number. Okay, so I'm going to draw some arrows here. This number here, the 2, is going to be our whole number. Okay, so our answer is going to be 2. Okay, and then this number here, the 6, is going to be the numerator. Of our new fraction. Okay, so we got 6 left over, or remainder 6, and then our denominator is going to be, it's going to stay the same, which is 7 over here. So 7 is the denominator. Okay, so our mixed number would be 2 6/7. Go ahead and make sure you write this down, this example down in your notes. So from changing an improper fraction to a mixed number, you need to divide the numerator by the denominator. So 20 divided by 7. All right, let's look at changing a mixed number into an improper fraction. A mixed number is just meaning that we have both whole numbers and fractions in our number. So for example, the first one, 2 3/4. Okay, we want to change that into an improper fraction. So really what that 2 means is that we have two fractions that would be 4/4. So this is equal to 1. Okay, so if we have 2, that means we actually have 8/4. And you can you can check this by dividing 8 by 4, which will give you 2 wholes. Okay, so this 2 here really represents 8/4. Okay, so if you the trick would be to multiply and then add. Okay, so if we multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then we add the numerator. So we would have 2, or 4 times 2 would give us 8, plus 3 would give us 11. So we would have 11/4. Okay, so that's how we can change a mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, so let's try this other one over here. 10 2/7. Okay, so remember 10, that's 10 groups of 7/7. And so we can say, we can do the multiplication. So 7 times 10 would give you 70, plus 2 would give you 72/7. Okay, now real quick, let's just work backwards and go back from a mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, just like the last slide, 11 fourths would be the same as 4 into 11, or 11 divided by 4. And how many times does 4 go into 11? Well, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12, so we can say 2. Okay, so we multiply 4 times 2, that's 8. We bring down the 3. And again, just like last time, this becomes our new numerator, and our denominator stays the same. Okay, so 2 3/4. All right, make sure you write this down in your math notebook. And here goes the last one, changing whole numbers into fractions. Okay, so this one is easy. If we have a whole number and we want to turn it into a fraction, we just need to put it over 1. Okay, put your whole number over 1, and then you have a fraction. All right, and this is important too, because if you come up across a problem that says 2 times 3/4, we need to remember that we can just put this number over 1, and now we can multiply our fraction.